we encourage each of our dancers to find their own aesthetic and to explore their own creative vision and not fit within a predetermined framework of what's expected or what's beautiful, even. I think what's unique to the Middlebury dance program is this fundamental assumption that each person who walks through the door is a creative artist, that they have a vision, that they have a voice, that they have their own unique movement material and aesthetic that they need support and training to bring to the fore. And that's our primary purpose.
Dance at Middlebury is a changing landscape. Part of being at a liberal arts college is being able to articulate the interconnectedness between the discipline that you're studying and the broader curriculum. And dance is inherently interdisciplinary. Any dancer is still involved in the cultural context, the history. You're involved with the science of the body. You're involved with collaborating with music and theater and light and voice, so that there's a kind of curiosity that's essential to being a creative artist.
This isn't a program in which students only dutifully show up and learn what's presented to them. They're really expected to generate material. And I think that's absolutely appropriate for an undergraduate liberal arts program.
The students leave our program well-rounded, that they're articulate speakers, they can talk comfortably about dance, they're good writers, and that they're very comfortable in their artistic and in their choreographic process, that they're artists.
We're here in a department where we don't know what track the student is going to take. They could take an extremely technical track, they could be choreographers, they could be art historians, or they could be great writers about dance. And in that, it gives me the opportunity to learn from my students and watch them grow in a way that is artistic.
You come out of the Middlebury Dance Department with a very strong sense of who you are as an artist. You come out knowing what you want to create, and the department in the process of teaching you that gives you the tools to create it. So you might not come out with, being able to do triple turns on point, but you'll come out knowing how to make a piece of work that you're really proud to show to the world.
Everybody dances at Middlebury. One of the things I love about that accessibility is that people who hardly imagined that they were going to become professional dancers did. It's because we accept a really wonderful student body. They're smart, they're open, they're creative, they're interested in a lot of things. And a lot of those folks who come in they also possess an amazing physical intelligence.
One of the questions that's often asked is whether I can dance at Middlebury if I don't want to be a major or joint major. And the answer, of course, is yes. There are over 100 students each semester dancing in our classes that have diverse majors across the curriculum.
I'm a dance and music joint major, so the dance department and the music department have allowed me to work together collaboratively on a number of projects. Since my sophomore year, I've written music for at least 2 student pieces, and I'm currently writing all the music for my own senior work.
I decided to become an environmental geology major, and I'm a dance minor. And I do see myself dancing when I graduate, but I wanted to explore the sciences at Middlebury because they have really amazing science programs as well.
I had no idea I was going to be a dance major. I had been dancing since I was 3, and came here knowing that I wanted to dance recreationally, keep doing it. But I thought I was going to be an IS major, and I thought I was going to be all of the anthropology major, and blah, blah, blah. And I came and started taking classes and realized that I loved the department and realized that I was going to take every class required for the dance major anyway, so I figured I might as well be a major. I don't know if that's what I want to do with the rest of my life, but so far I'm happy.
I had never danced before I got to Middlebury College. Took my first class in the department, and before I knew it, I was involved in productions, involved in people's pieces and senior work, and it sort of just took off from there. If you so choose, you can go out and audition and be a part of as many pieces as you could possibly imagine.
There is a kind of a Middlebury look that seems to be prevalent in our dancers. There is a way of inhabiting bodies and sourcing movement that seems to be shared by Middlebury dancers. And I think that comes from the training in anatomy, that there's a question whenever you begin creating a new work, or if you're a dancer in someone else's work, where do you go in yourself to find the source of your creative self, as performer, or as choreographer, or as improviser? And having the resources of anatomy allows you to go into different qualitative states in yourself that are not personality-based, but they're very specific.
Studying anatomy and kinesiology was important to me as a dancer because it's given me a fundamental understanding of the most basic tool that I use in making dance. It's my body. I think that knowledge, that basic understanding of the body, and the emphasis that's put on it here at Middlebury is something of vital importance to anyone who wants to lead a healthy, successful dance career.
The dance program has a rehearsal studio, a green room, dressing rooms, technical facilities, but our main teaching and classroom space is our dance theater. It's a multi-configurable space, it's flexible space, and it gives the opportunities to rehearse and to work in the space that they'll be performing in.
The resources are not only very varied, but they're always at your disposal. You know, you can come in at 11 o'clock on a Sunday night and you can work with your lights and you can work with the sound system, and you have the space available.
In a lot of other schools you may find that the dance production comes into a proscenium type theater a week before the performance, and that's all of the time that the students are able to have in the performance space. By contrast, our students are in their classroom and in their theater each and every day, rehearsing, making work, taking class, and lighting and producing their pieces.
Take away the
I see what
pool
you
and
mean.
leave the
It's like a
blue, or
narrowing.
take away both the blue and the pool.
I think
It's
something
your
I'd have
call.
to see.
Yeah,
There's
we can look
yeah,
at it
I think we'll
afterwards.
take away the pool, definitely.
So I'm just gonna.
So if our goal is to produce a well-rounded creative artists through the dance program here at Middlebury, the incorporation of the design work is just another layer of tools that we give to the students. Being able to conceive of the space three-dimensionally and compositionally through the lens of lighting design, costume design, scenic design, it allows them to engage with the space in a three-dimensional way, which allows them to bring a more sophisticated and complex understanding of spatial relationships to the space, to the world that they're creating, and ultimately to the dances that they're creating.
Traditionally, improvisation has been viewed as the handmaiden of choreography, and here we treat improvisation as an independent performing art and a collaborative performing art.
It's a very unique form, and it's incredibly engaging, and it's something that you won't find most places. And it's something that has really come to define a big part of the Middlebury dance experience.
When I came here, Penny Campbell said, okay, we do performance improvisation, and lighting is a part of that. And so it was a daunting and exciting prospect. What I enjoy most about improvisational lighting is the sense of ensemble. In an improvisation class, the musicians are learning to create an ensemble together, the movers are learning to create an ensemble together, and I join that layer of ensemble work where each and every one of us are keenly attuned to the moment of composition.
And I think improvisation also imparts, as does choreography, it imparts a level of maturity and responsibility that I feel that students really step up to. I think it's a strength of our program. And what I see happening as a result of our program is that students really cross over into their own maturity and fullness.
So one of the classes that I teach is Dance for the Camera, and it's an introduction to digital technology. So it's giving students the basic tools to edit sound and video. And in addition to that, to choreograph or compose specifically for the frame of the camera.
The support from dance department of Middlebury here in both the discipline of dance and video was very, very useful to me in particular as an artist who's interested in both, because I was able to find a balanced point in between the two disciplines that's meaningful to me and that I can make use of definitely in my future work and in pursuing a professional career.
In this day and age, I think students really need to have an understanding of how technology can interact with movement. And they also need to have those skills and that knowledge so that they can compete in the field of contemporary dance once they graduate from our program. The dance company in Middlebury is a semi-professional touring company comprised of our advanced dance students. It is by audition only, and the students take the course for credit. It tends to be sophomore and above. And it's a rigorous training environment where faculty and students collaborate together to create an original work for the stage, be it a casual or a formal performance. And then we take the work on tour to local, national, international venues. And recent tours we've gone to Chicago, San Francisco, Prague, and the Dominican Republic.
Working with the Middlebury Dance Company was probably one of the most incredible experiences that Middlebury offers. You get to work intensively with a professor here who's leading the company, as well as any outside choreographers who come in, or collaborators in some cases. By the end of it, you've created a group that's really, really close, and then you get to tour with them, which is a very real-world experience. Even as a non-dance major, I was able to be in the company twice so far, and I'm a junior, so that's pretty exciting.
The Middlebury Dance Company is run as a professional dance company. It's really an outstanding opportunity for these students to not only be students, but to be professionals in their own right, to understand what it's like to rehearse, to learn, to train, to collaborate, and then to produce their work in audiences of unfamiliar faces.
We as dancers for the dance company Middlebury were involved in every aspect of building a piece, of taking a piece on the road, of reconfiguring a piece to new spaces, and all of that information and all of those issues that we had to deal with taught us how to be more flexible, more imaginative, more creative dancers.
Whatever space you're in, and it changes when you tour, which is one of the reasons we have a touring company, so students can really experience what it's like to bring work that you've created in your home theater to other audiences and to other spaces. It has a tremendous effect on your dancing and your maturity as an artist.
The Dance Company of Middlebury experience is extremely valuable for our students because it prepares them for every aspect of the choreographic process, from creating the work to preparing it for performance, for publicizing the event, and eventually for taking it on tour. You can see a visible and tangible shift in the students who take part in the dance company. Their dancing deepens, they mature, and they expand their versatility as dancers and choreographers. It's truly transformative.
The aesthetic growth, whether that be through writing, through movement analysis, or through creating their own work, is something that we see charted in our students from day to day. They come in and they grow exponentially from one semester to the next. That is how we know we're doing our job as artists.
On top of training me as a dancer, Middlebury's trained me and taught me how to make art, how to be an artist, what questions to ask of myself and what questions to ask of the world, and then also provided me with the tools I need to tackle those questions.
I think dance informs everything we do. I think everyone moves no matter whether they call it dance or not, and movement informs our lives. So being able to be a part of that on a daily basis is really valuable.
I think that the Middlebury program is known very specifically within the contemporary dance world. It's not the same kind of training that you might get at another liberal arts institution where it might be a more conventional or tradition-based training, and it's not the kind of training that you're going to get at a conservatory where you're in dance classes all day, every day. We understand that the Middlebury student is a well-rounded student, that dance is one of their many interests, and we try to provide intensive creative and physical training within the broader scope of the campus as a whole.
Dance is inherent to every person. We're born dancing. So the question is, when do you stop dancing and why? And how do you get back to that part of yourself that can be fully expressively embodied regardless of your field? How can you maintain your health? How can you be knowledgeable about who you are as a human being and bring your full self to the table in any profession? It's essential in this time that we learn to understand what we care about and that we can stand up for, speak out for, be activists on many issues that are not necessarily about dance, but they are about being able to communicate fully and clearly from the depth of your person.